Today, we're trying to answer a question that's really very popular question right now, and that is, hey Mike, how come my bonds are going down in value? I thought they were supposed to be safe. And what do I do about it? Why are bond values going down right now? Well, in order to understand that, you really just need to understand the relationship between bond values and interest rates. Here's what you need to understand. On one side of this teeter-totter here are bond values, and on the other side are interest rates. And the thing that nobody really talks a lot about, and they probably should, in like 1981, like way back in 1981, way back here, interest rates were way the heck up here. And then what's happened? All the way since then to today, interest rates have kind of been, working their way down. So for 40 years, interest rates have been going down. So what does that mean? If interest rates have been going down, what have bond values been doing? They've been climbing up, and it's been great for bonds. It's been fantastic. But what's going on now? Now, interest rates are like way down, about as low as they can go. And what's the Fed said? The Fed said, we're going to start stepping up interest rates over the next year. Like, in fact, they said we're going to increase rates 7 times. Not 7 times. They want to move interest rates up because, inflation and all that other stuff. Well, let's think about it. Wait a minute now. Going back to our little teeter-totter here, right? Here's our little teeter-totter. You can tell I'm not the world's greatest artist. But if we've got our bond values over here and our interest rates over here, if interest rates are now saying, oh, we're going to now start going up, what does that mean for our bond values? They're going to start going down. And in fact, as I'm recording this here in the beginning of May, I think we've seen like most bond funds. It's not uncommon for us to see bond funds are down 10% this year. Why? Because interest rates have been moving up, which means bond values move down. Okay, so that's why your bonds are losing money, right? So that's number one. Now, the second part of the question is, Mike, we got to get out of those bonds. By the way, I've been telling people for the last couple of years you should have been getting out of bonds. But we got to get out of there before they fall even more, which I think makes great sense. What are your options? There are 2 things that come to mind right away. Number one, you could just go to cash. You could say, I'm just going to put my money in cash. I'm just going to let it sit there until things settle down, and I'll go back into bonds later or something like that. You could do that. What's the problem with cash? Why don't we like putting money in cash? Little to no return, right? We don't make any money. We're like, okay, I could put it there and it's safe, but I don't make anything. Where could I put the money where it's safe, but I could actually make something? Well, we're seeing a lot of people at this point go to something called FIAs. FIA stands for a fixed indexed annuity. And essentially, that's a contract where it protects principal, right? So that's good. And it links earnings to some stock market index. So it links your earnings each year to an index. So if the index goes up, you don't get all the upside, but you get a chunk of it. And if the index goes down, though, you don't lose anything. Now, these things, good ones today, 4 to 6% returns are very achievable there. So people like that. But there's no such thing as a perfect solution. There are always disadvantages. And, cash had the disadvantage of what? Little to no return. What's the disadvantage in these FIA things? The disadvantage is limited liquidity. And what does that mean? Typically means 10% per year. So during the term of the annuity, you can withdraw 10% of the account value per year. They're not all like that. That's the most common approach. So everything has its pros and cons. But to answer your question, why are your bonds falling? It's because interest rates are rising. And what else could you do? Cash puts you on the sidelines, you just sit there for a while and earn nothing, but it's liquid and you can make different decisions down the road. That's positive. The other big option we see these days are these indexed annuities. They can earn good returns and they're very stable, obviously subject to the claims paying ability of the insurance carrier, but the disadvantage is you give up some liquidity for a period of time, which may or may not be an issue. All right, that's our episode this week. Hope you found it helpful. Talk to you again soon.